It's your boy Tunnel Vision, back for another one. The man is back. The king is back. Earl Spence is back. I made an interview today with with Fox, and he let it be known that that he's good, that he's healthy. He don't know how it happened. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't know how it happened, but it happened, and he's healthy. There's nothing wrong with him. No soreness. The only thing he had was a bunch of soreness in his body, and obviously the little facial stuff that he's had. You see the scars on his face. But he said that and he had to get his certain teeth replaced, but that was it, and he's good to go. He has a green light to go full into training and do whatever he wants to do. So for those particular people who quote had sources that said that, oh, Earl Spence might never fight again, oh, we don't know what condition he's in. Well, those sources are basuda. Okay, so you need to kick those sorts to the side because they don't know what the hell they talking about. But he says he's going to be returning probably in May, June. And surprisingly, he said he wants no tune-ups. He said, I don't want to have any tune-ups. I want to go straight for the big fish, whether it be, Terrence Crawford, whether it be Manny Pacquiao, whether it be Danny Garcia. So Danny Garcia is fighting in January, February, March, April, May. In 4 or 5 months, he might still be fighting Earl Spence. So it looks like Earl Spence is gonna try to get those two bouts that he was supposed to get this year, them big fat checks. He's just gonna try to get it done this year. Surprising, very surprising. I thought mentally he'd be in a space where he wants to, you know, get a tune-up. Take on his mandatory and kind of see where he is physically, regardless of how he thinks he is. See where he is mentally, but it seems like he's good to go. I think he's just in a space where he's appreciative that he's alive, and he kept mentioning one thing over and over again, which was his kids, his kids, his kids, his kids, his kids, being able to see his kids, his kids, his kids, his kids, his family, but the main thing was his kids, those two beautiful girls that he has. Um, it would have been really messed up for them to lose their father over some BS. You know what I mean? And I think he realizes that. And like he said that this time around he's not gonna take things for granted. So as crazy it might be, this might end up being a blessing in disguise. This might be a situation where he gets his man completely focused. All the things, the effery that was going on, have him shut it down and just focus on what he needs to focus on. And that's his family, that's his kids, and that is his profession. You know what I mean? And doing what he got to do to progress himself and his family and make sure his kids don't have to ever work. And he has the possibility of being able to do that. And looks like he's going to do that. He was looking good, looking healthy. And he said there's nothing wrong with him. He said the doctors gave him the full go. You can do whatever you want to do. There's no restrictions, zero. So, when the president of the WBC was saying, hey, Suleiman was saying, now we're not going to, have any intermediate champions or anything like that because it's not necessary. Well, turns out that he was telling the truth and it's not necessary because Earl Spence will be returning. He will be returning and he wants all the big names. He wants all the big names. So we'll see. I'm figuring he'll probably still end up facing Danny Garcia. Unless, like I said, I wouldn't be shocked if Manny was like, give me Earl Spence now. I honestly would not be shocked if he said that, give me Earl Spence now. I'll take him now. It might be able to do something like now, I want him in March. Or April. I want him in March or April. No, May. May's too far away. Or Manny Pacquiao might wait till May to fight him. Take Canelo's date away from him. Fight on, Cinco de Mayo. Manny Pacquiao versus Earl Spence. What's Canelo gonna do to compete with that? There's nothing. He'd have to move his date. So maybe that, but I'm thinking possibly he possibly will end up taking on Danny Garcia. I'm thinking that's probably what it'll be. But regardless of who it is, though, it's gonna be an epic fight. It's gonna be a great fight, and for this man to really have the testicular fortitude to just go right into a heavy fight, whatever it is, even with a Danny Garcia, that to me it's crazy. But I guess he's just built that way. He's just built that way, and he's ready to go, and he's ready to show the whole world that he's the best. You know what I mean? He said, like, all the other fighters, they probably were, hoping that I'd be gone for a while. And I know they were because a lot of people started talking about, we want our intermediate championship shot. We want an intermediate championship shot, but they're not going to be able to get that now. So we'll see what happens. And hey, hey, Terrence Crawford, if you want to come over here to the PBC and take on the number one guy in the world, hey, you can do that. Like what Tim Bradley said, put on your big boy pants on and go over there to PBC and face that man. You know what I mean? And Sean Porter's dad's also still saying, "You want that work? We ready. We waiting for that phone call." So you got options now. You got options, man. You got options. You know what I'm saying? But what I think is going to happen, I'm thinking it's probably going to be, I'm going to say Danny Garcia versus Earl Spence, unless Manny jumps in and wants that fight. Then we could be seeing that fight a million pay-per-view bout in May, because people will actually give Manny Pacquiao a good chance to win that fight due to the fact of what happened with this accident, due to the long layoff that Earl Spence will have had. You know, People would think that Manny Pacquiao definitely would have a chance of beating him in that bout. But we'll see what happens. But at the end of the day, salute to the young man. I'm glad he's healthy. I'm glad he's physically in great spirits, mentally, spiritually in great spirits. And the fact that he can be there to still raise those two beautiful girls. It would have been really bad for them to have lost their father off some BS. But I'm out for the night. Like, subscribe, share. See you on the next one.